Howdy.
That's how we're starting this?
That's how I've started all of them so far.
Well, all right. I haven't watched you start them, so
I mean, we could just have it playing the entire time.
I mean, why not, right?
There we go. Put it down at 6. That's nice. Actually, I didn't realize you could have background music during these things. That's pretty cool. Well, folks, welcome to Liberty Libations. Tonight, we have special guest Nick Soselsky, who is
Special
also
guest, huh?
Yeah, special, very special. You're probably going to be here more than anybody, which makes you uber special. He's probably multitasking right now. Are you still watching the LNC meeting while we do this?
No, I turned it off right now.
Hey, look at that. I have your full focus. Right? Maybe not.
You could say that.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it at all. For those who don't know who Nick is, he's the chair of LP Fulton. He's also the vice chair of LP Georgia. And he does probably 90% of the grunt work that me and Jared don't want to do.
I don't know about that. It's like we all pawn work off on each other.
That's true.
There's some things it's like, Jared. And then,
yeah,
of course, Jake, make a video or.
Yeah, and then I'll pass part of that off to people like Gretchen, who's killing it. Well, I didn't get a chance to research tax stuff, but I do have this webpage pulled up. Let's see. Share screen. Let's do this.
I mean, before we get too far into crazy stuff.
Okay.
If we're talking Georgia news. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene got swatted 2 nights in a row.
She got swatted again?
Yeah.
Do we know who called it in this time?
I have no clue. I saw the Twitter post.
Wow.
She got swatted a second night in a row.
That's nuts.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Nick, what are you drinking? Are you drinking anything?
Not tonight.
Because that's what you should be drinking every night. It helps you sleep. It's good sleep medicine.
We'll fix it.
There we go. I can't believe, they caught the, how hard is it to catch the people who call in SWAT raids?
I have no clue.
Because they caught that other one incredibly quickly. I guess it was some type of activist.
All right, fix the problem.
All right, Slancha. It's not quite
Pennsylvania beer.
Yeah, it's not quite Guinness, but it'll do. It reminds me of college. That's what we all drank at SCAD down in Savannah.
Yingling,
yeah.
Yeah, Yingling was like the nicer stuff in college.
Really? For us, that was the cheap stuff.
Oh, see, we were just all about Natty Light.
Okay, So we did Natty Light when we were at when I was at Kansas State. Howdy, JD. Is that how you say that name?
JD? That is how I would say it.
That's how I would say it too. Howdy.
JD is saying you should play the Doom song from Invader Zim.
Should play the Doom song. Let's see if they have it. I doubt it. No, they don't. They have 8 options, and then you can add your own music.
Well, you might have to look into it, although that probably runs up against the copyright.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Which is libertarians, we believe is dumb.
Yeah, but we could also still go to jail for it. I believe the speed limit's dumb, but I still abide by it currently most of the time.
Well, your car abides by it.
Goodness gracious. All right. Well, Nick, should we talk about this insane website that I was given the other day. Had you ever seen this website before?
Just when we were talking about it earlier.
Dude, I've looked at the salaries of so many people. So this website tells you the salaries of, I mean, it's government salaries. I think it's nationwide, but we're specifically focusing on Georgia. And you can do each city. So one of our friends sent us Lawrenceville, which the Lawrenceville's salaries for how tiny that town is and how remote that is was crazy. But highest salary in the city of Atlanta in 2018, it says, was $165,000. However,
that sounds low.
It's very low. It's very. Wait a second. Did they go in and edit stuff? Hang on. I swear to you, 2 nights ago, one of them was $365,000. What are we?
For Atlanta?
Yeah, for Atlanta. And it was maybe it's one of these guys. Wait a second. Oh my gosh, dude! The top one was 300 and something thousand. Okay, let's take away this 2018 filter. Oh my gosh, that's the only data they have. Is the latest is from 2018. What on earth? Well, this is a bummer. I mean, it's still too much either way, but it's still a massive bummer.
And I mean, we're talking about this is 2018 data, so who
There we go. There we go. $352,000 for the fire deputy chief. This dude, Antonio Webb. 598% higher than median salary in city of Atlanta. Oh my gosh. And just 534% higher than average. Dude, $352,000 for being the fire deputy chief. Like,
yeah.
How do you, what? And most of the, I guess, top 5 people, top 6 are all fire stations.
What are they paying the city attorney?
Where's the city attorney? Did you see it?
Right below, down a little bit further.
Oh, city attorney. There we go. Romel Nina, $273,000. I can't believe you can go on this website and see all this stuff. This is incredible.
I mean, it's public. We could get a request on the updated salaries.
Let's do some math here. I just want to see.
Zach, chair of LP Georgia, Zach Varnell, saying that we better pay the fire people this money because otherwise we'd all be on fire.
Yeah, I mean, without the fire stations, I feel like the whole city would have burned down by now.
Again,
let's see. $55,507 is the Atlanta average times it was, what was it? 10,363. Salaries. Taxpayer pays for $575 million in salaries alone in the
just
city of
salaries.
Atlanta. Just the city of Atlanta. That's bananas. Let's go look at all these. There are 267 pages of different companies. What are they calling these things? Employers. Gwinnett Board of Education. Why are there so many for the Gwinnett? Oh, these are different years.
Different years, yeah.
Look at.
Try to filter it down to 2021. Let's see what comes up.
Yeah, let's do that. There we go. So there are 17 pages, 338 employers throughout
Let's pop
Georgia.
open that Fulton County Board of Education and see how much they're paying people to indoctrinate your children.
Let's do that. Here's the superintendent. $404,000.
Jeez.
The superintendent of Fulton County. And his name's Michael Looney. How fitting is that? Let's see. Personnel.
I feel like I'd do a better job for half that money.
Oh my gosh, dude. $404,000? That's not even City of Atlanta. That's what's crazy. 208 is the next one. So Looney makes twice as much as the next person.
Who is a human resources director. Human resources director.
Makes over $200,000.
I mean, you want to talk about admin people. These aren't even the people paying for your kid, that you're paying to teach your kids. These are just admins just sitting there just raking in money.
Yeah, they're the ones scolding and hiring the people that you're paying to teach your kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, clearly not doing a great job at it.
Oh no.
Where does Georgia rank in public schools? Georgia public school ranking. Let's see. No. Best states for public school. How about that? And we don't Google things here, by the way. We brave things. We brave them on this show. We don't Google. Wow. New Jersey's number 1. New Jersey's number 1. Whereas Georgia's number 26. So we're not even in the top half. Who's the worst? New Mexico. Though, how do they rank these things? I don't even know. The quality, let's see. The quality of a community school is central. How do they? It doesn't even say how they rank them. So I wouldn't put too much faith in this ranking system.
Yeah, I mean, Florida's ranked 3 there, and we all know what comes out of Florida.
I mean, did Ron DeSantis come out of Florida? Because I feel like that was okay.
I'm not sure exactly, but I'm just, playing into the Florida man stereotype here.
As you should. I don't know why you wouldn't. There are too many of those. Let's see.
He was born in Jacksonville.
There we go. All right, so he's Florida born and raised. Not the worst. Fulton County. Okay, let's go to a tiny town. Let's try like Clayton. I think Clayton is.
Well, should we try to get away from Atlanta in general and see what it looks like?
Well, I mean, Clayton's pretty far away.
It's kind of not that far away.
Are we thinking of the same Clayton?
I don't know.
Clayton, Georgia. I'm pretty sure it's all the way up. Yeah, it's on the border. All right, let's see how much they pay there. Employees. Okay, we'll go to Clayton Board of Education. Oh, wait. Let's go back to 2021.
That's Clayton County Board of Education.
Dadgummit, you can't filter by 2 things. You can't filter by employer and by year. You have to sort. Clayton County Board of Education. Let's look at that one real quick. Oh, job title, former employee.
They fire everyone?
Did they? I mean,
I support that if they did.
Whoa. Did they fire everybody?
Hopefully.
What the heck? No way. $440,000.
Ooh.
In Clayton.
I'm glad you're fired. Clayton County.
Clayton County. How many people are in Clayton County? Population.
No. You're looking at Clayton, Georgia, not Clayton County.
Oh.
See, there's a little link at the top of the screen.
Where? Oh yeah, there it is.
In
Clayton
Clayton
County.
County's right
Oh,
up
Clayton
against.
County's near here. I
Yeah,
see what you're saying. I was looking.
that's where I was confused
I gotcha. I gotcha. That's my
because you
bad.
said Clayton. I thought you meant county.
297,000, and then Fulton, Georgia. What's the population of Fulton? Over 1 million. So the person where'd that gun thing go? So this supposedly former employee is making $40,000 more than the superintendent for Fulton. It just doesn't make any sense, man. Okay, so that's Clayton County. All right. Where can I find? All right. What's a far out there county?
Oh,
There are so many counties.
too many counties.
Counties of Georgia.
I'm trying to think like what's down there on the coast or like Valdosta or something.
Yeah, so what is TH here? Thomas County. Thomas County has 44,000 people. Okay, now we're getting small. Here we go. Thomas County Board of Education. They still have 1,100 employees. All right, their superintendent makes 162,000. So it is less. There's at least a ratio here. Let's see, a principal. I mean, they're all going to make less than 162. 124. I mean, how many employees are in the state of freaking Georgia?
I don't know, but try Taliaferro County, which has 1,680 people.
How do you spell Taliaferro?
Taliaferro.
Wow. They have 81 employees.
Average salary 37,000. All right, this is sounding what government employees should be making.
This person still makes 108.
Yeah.
It's the Title I director. What's Title I? Do we know? Title I program provides financial assistance through SEAs to LEAs. Don't know what either of those things mean. And schools with high numbers or high percentages of poor children to help ensure that all children meet challenging state academic standards.
Okay, so they get money. Title I just takes money from the feds and gives it to the local schools.
Yeah.
So that's why said person gets paid $100,000.
Yes. I want to know how many employees there are in the state of Georgia.
Can you go all the way out and see?
Choose state. Let's just click Georgia. See, it doesn't give you that info. Oh, wait. Those are those employers?
That's the number of employers.
There are 5,340 different organizations, different public organizations in Georgia.
Well, here's where it's difficult, right? Because you're looking, I think it's showing every employer for every year.
Okay, 338. There we go.
Approximately. So we could add all those up, but
we're not going to sit here and do that.
No. Because that's 17 pages of.
Average salary has gone up since 2010 from 32,000 to 43,000. It's gone up 33%.
I do like that other chart that shows the employee number.
Yeah, I like that.
Going
jumped up, dropped, jump, and then tanked. Oh, there we go. There it tells us the number. 434,000 employees last year.
500,000 people work for Georgia.
500,000 citizens of Georgia are employed by the government.
By the well, by governments within this state,
Right.
because we're not even talking about the feds employed here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's crazy, man. Here, actually, we can. Did we already do this math? No, we didn't already do this math. Here we go. So it was what, 434, we'll just round, thousand times average salary, 43,716. That's what we pay in taxes to salaried employees of the government in Georgia.
Almost $19 billion.
What the heck?
I feel like we could slash at least half that, like overnight.
Overnight, yeah. I mean, over time, I feel like we could slash 90% of that.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking like, we get a Governor Shane Hazel, we could probably get that number to about half that.
Shane, come on the show, man. Tell us how
past his bedtime.
It is past his bedtime. Oh man, that is nuts. Also, if anybody watching would like to join the stream, let me pull up my Google Voice number again, and y'all can message me to come on the show and talk nonsense like what we're doing right now. There we go. Actually, I should just make it my name. Let's see. How do I do?
What can you do? A custom link?
Custom link. Let's see. I just put it in the comments. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah. If anybody's interested in coming on the show to talk with me and Nick about how much they think government employees should be paid, feel free to text me at that number and I'll send you a link. I guess I should have that thing up. Did anything happen with the Marjorie Taylor Greene SWAT? Or did they?
I was busy all day and didn't actually read anything past the headline. Well, let's get some news and pull it up.
Let's do it. Should we just go to Twitter?
That's where news lives.
Shockingly, it's not trending. Let's see. All right.
Hey, national divorce is trending.
Like that. I never know if what's trending is for real.
Yeah, on that top, it like sometimes tailors some of those to what you think, and
yeah, I kind of think it's tailored to me. Interesting. There's no things about it on here. Oh, latest, not top. People hate Marjorie Taylor Greene. Goodness gracious.
I don't know. I saw on the tweet yesterday, I'd like on her tweet saying, that she got swatted for the first time. The comments were, some were like, "We're not from the South. Explain what SWAT is." It's like,
what? What does that have to do with the South?
I don't know.
Okay.
But that was one I was like, huh?
Huh. Yeah, no, that's a weird one. This is an interesting one. I didn't know this.
Ooh.
That's not good.
This is interesting. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene got $180,000.
Why were they getting PPP loans?
You got to have your grift. Look at this. Vern Buchanan from Florida with $2.8 million.
Goodness gracious. Kevin Hearn, $1 million. Roger Williams, 1.4. Brett Guthrie got $4.3 million PPP loan, which was forgiven. We need to fact check this. Is this real? Because
These are your. I saw something about the Marjorie Taylor Greene one.
That's crazy
already. So if those numbers hold, yeah, those are your rulers passing laws to give themselves money. Backdoor.
Goodness gracious. 4.3 million. Look at poor Ralph Abraham, only got 38,000.
Yeah. Not everyone knows how to work the system. Carol Miller from West Virginia got 3.1 million. That's like almost equivalent to the current GDP of West Virginia.
What's the primary export of West Virginia?
It was coal.
Oh yeah, I guess it would be. It's got to still be coal, right?
Probably. I would guess at this point it might be meth.
I don't think they're going to list that on the Wikipedia page, though. Let's see. Major cities economy. I don't know.
Yeah, try economy.
Be this what? The economy of West Virginia nominally would be the 62nd largest economy globally, behind Iraq and ahead of Croatia. Oh, projections. Goodness gracious. Who cares about
2009, so.
Yeah. They have a GSP of 63 billion. What do they do? Yeah, it's got to be coal.
Resources. One of the major resources is coal.
Yep, there we go. Coal is the top coal producer in the United States, second only to Wyoming. Yeah, that makes sense. And green energy. Woohoo. Interesting. I just have not been able to get over how much money we're paying to employ people in the state of, $19 billion.
Yeah.
How much is the total budget for Georgia? Budget of the state of Georgia. Budget report. Oh my gosh, I have to save it.
Yeah, it's probably going to be some huge PDF.
It is 412 pages. Goodness gracious.
We need Jared here to explain what this stuff means.
Jared, come on the show. Why is he never coming on this show?
I don't know. I hopped in the chat and told him to get on, but
what a little turd. All right, let's see if they say anything in the first few pages. I can't read all this. Oh my gosh. How do we pay that much? 1.6 billion in undesignated regular surplus to be used to provide refunds for all taxpayers. Oh, I remember him doing that. It's basically just him using that as a ploy to beat out Purdue.
Yeah, I looked in my bank account one day and saw money there from the state of Georgia and was like, oh, okay.
So they don't really give a full-on, man, I can't go through all this. This will take forever. This will be the most boring episode of this show if we go through that whole budget.
And your tax dollars are paying to put it together.
Yep. These are my sleeping pills. So I'm going to bed right after this.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Man, that's just so much money. $19 billion paid to state employees. And some of them are so unnecessary. I don't understand how some folks are making 400 and something $1,000 a year in a county that is a disaster. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I shot the podcast tonight with Elizabeth Melton, and we were talking about homeschooling versus homeschooling and unschooling versus like public school. And it turns out Georgia actually has pretty decent like laws regarding you being able to homeschool your kid. So like a lot of states will force you to like send them attendance and like test your kids and like send in the results and all that kind of stuff. But Georgia, you don't have to do any of that. You basically just have to stay.
My kid was at home every day.
Exactly. No, you basically just have to, in Georgia, I think you just have to like tell the state that you're going to homeschool them. And then I think they send you standardized tests, but you don't have to turn those tests into the authorities or anything.
Interesting.
So like what's the friggin' point? But yeah, her kids seem awesome, and they were homeschooled. One of her sons.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. I was homeschooled for 1 year growing up, and it was awesome. Yeah? Awesome. Dude, wake up at 8, do 2 hours of like actual schoolwork, and then go play in the woods. Come on.
Yeah. Sounds pretty nice, doesn't it?
It does. It sounds pretty stinking great. I'll just stop sharing that. I wore the appropriate shirt for tonight. This might just be my Liberty Libations shirt.
Yeah, you and your always drink Guinness, be as Irish as possible thing.
I don't have to be as Irish as possible. I am Irish as possible.
Yeah.
We got to get
what else is going on?
I don't know, Nick. We got to get some super interesting guests on this show who are more entertaining related. Because let's see if I can get Alden on here again. Let's see.
I don't know. Zach was watching. I don't know why Zach's not in here.
I'm not sure Zach likes Liberty that much to be able to talk about it like on a live stream. I don't know if he knows enough, if he's done research, you know. What do you think of my new setup back here? I changed we got rid of the old desk and put in 2 right next to each other.
Yeah, I was just looking. You flipped sides.
Yeah, flip sides
up against the wall.
Yeah, definitely flip sides. I got a giant shelf sitting behind me now that I'm putting
How's
together.
The bathroom studio coming along?
It's not at all right now.
Really?
It's just sitting there. We have too much stuff to do. I realized that we've got to finish our tiny home van. Like that's the priority at this point. After I finish the documentary. By the way, red carpet premiere invites are going out within a week.
Ooh, red carpet premiere invites.
Heck yeah. We're going to have a whole bunch of people there. It's going to be awesome. I think about 100 folks are going to show.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
good crowd.
Yeah, the theater only holds 88, 90, something like that. So should be pretty good. Still never heard from Heist, by the way. Not to call him out on live stream.
Yeah, it might be about time to start pushing some other buttons on it.
Let's see.
On that minor issue.
Yeah. super minor. Hang on, I think my buddy is going to come on. Super interesting dude, this guy. His name's Alden. He went to college with him and went to SCAD. So, as you can imagine, most of the people there are very liberal, and I was a liberal at the time. But Alden's one of the more interesting humans that I've ever met. There he is. All right, Mr. Alden Hardy.
That is me.
How you doing?
I'm all right. What's going on?
Where do you live right now?
Bellingham, Washington.
Man, you're a long way away.
I know.
How long has it been since you've been a resident of Georgia?
2013.
Man, so is when we graduated. You left and never.
I was
back.
I was just gonna verify if that was right. Yeah.
Wow. Why'd you move up there?
Mostly for like hiking and stuff. But we're getting kind of economically squeezed out a little here. So I had told you that we're on our way over to like the Tennessee area, probably.
Heck yeah.
Or potentially Georgia, honestly, but like North Georgia.
Nice. Do you have one of these with you right now?
I just finished my rum and orange juice, which is like just because that's what I have in the house. But
rum and orange juice.
Yeah,
that does not sound appealing.
It's it's not my first or third or ninth choice, but it does the trick.
Alden, this is Nick. Nick,
what's up?
How's it going?
Yeah, Nick's vice chair of LP Georgia.
Right on.
Yeah, and we're both working on Shane's campaign a lot, so we see each other quite a bit, much to his dismay.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
How you liking the new gig here?
Getting better at it. Not amazing at it yet, but it's just different. Like all my interviews I did before, because this show's, the podcast is mainly about interviews. All those interviews were very, very different. They were like very well planned out. I had like weeks to think about questions, and most of them were in other languages, so it was slightly different. Like I had, would have to have a Kurdish translator or a Arabic translator.
Yeah,
and
with like endure work and stuff, and
yeah. So I don't know. It's just different doing things on the fly, not being able to do tons and tons of research because I have a freaking, actual job and a life outside of.
You're like 4 jobs.
I mean, as soon as I start getting paid to do this stuff, then I'll be more prepared before everybody.
You'll be able to like commit more to it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, start bringing in money and getting ad revenue, and you can get paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that a promise, Nick?
If you bring in enough money, yeah, why not?
Love it. Okay.
We'll make it happen.
All right. I mean, I've already been growing the YouTube channel. It's getting bigger now, so that's good.
I haven't. Yeah.
Trajectory.
We haven't decided on what that number would have to be, but
great. Oh man.
You could do like a percentage of, and so then if you bring in $10 ad revenue, you get half a penny. That's all you get.
Man, I mean, that's basically what you get from YouTube anyway. So
yeah, I heard it's kind of a pain. You have to have like 1 million followers to truly make money on it. Like, I don't know, but
yeah, it's quite a few. Like you can't just be a part-time YouTuber and make a ton of money. Unless you're just absurdly lucky.
I haven't heard of a whole lot of people that are like just raking in the dough with like the occasional video here and there with like a small following or something like it.
Right.
What is YouTube?
What's the count to get super chats enabled?
Yeah,
I believe to monetize our channel, we need 1,000 subscribers, and we're not even at 200 yet.
Well, hit that little subscribe button and then hit the bell to get notified.
all three people who are watching this right now.
Yeah.
Tell 1,700 of your friends to click that subscribe button.
I know you have it in you. Click that little subscribe button.
Oh,
You'll get one more today from me here.
sweet. Alden,
Well on our way.
we were going over the employee salaries for Georgia. So, first of all, do you want to take a guess as to how many employees the state of Georgia has?
Under just all state umbrella jobs?
All state employers, yeah.
I mean, I have no earthly idea, honestly.
Wild guess. Just a wild guess.
2,000? I'm probably way off. I have no idea.
434,000.
What? Oh my God. See, like, I don't know, like, what is the scope of, like, a state job? Like, you know, is someone that, like, is...
There's anyone who gets paid by the state government or county government or local government.
See, I think I'm thinking more of, like, someone in, like, some kind of legislative or judicial, but it's like the person that's cleaning the bathrooms at the courthouse is also, like, a state job. And so, like, then I don't know.
Correct. Yeah, these are
actually, that one might not... Actually, that one might not be. That's probably contracted out.
I was just going to say where they get out of contract. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like teachers, firefighters, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so
people
like...
who work at the DMV.
Yeah. I wish I could take back my guess, but it's out there now. So
yeah,
I have no idea.
Everyone knows how foolish you are.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So
I know really useless things. Like,
you do know a lot of useless information.
I have like an impressive amount of things that you'll never need to know. Like,
well, those 434,000 employees total up $19 billion of salary.
Yeah, I guess that's what happens when you have to pay 500,000 people. Like,
yeah, it's 500,000 people who live in Georgia are employed by Georgia.
How many people even live in Georgia? Like, what percentage of the population apparently works for the state of Georgia? That would be
something makes me want to say it's like 19 million, but I could be way
okay.
Off.
Yeah, I'm not sure because doesn't Atlanta have 8 million, 9 million, something like that?
Something like that.
Is it that big?
Yeah.
Oh, my girlfriend just got home.
Total population is 10.7 million in Georgia.
That's even
okay. I was way off.
That would be. I don't think there's.
So what? That's 5% of the entire population.
Yeah,
works for.
But like, if you would ask me that question, if you would have asked me what, as a percentage of the population of a state, works for the state, I would not have said 5. I would have said like 0.5% or something.
Yeah, it's 5%.
That feels really high.
That does seem very high. That's nuts. That's
the
nuts.
More about things like this, the more I'm like, why? Is always the question. Why?
Have either of y'all watched what's the daggum Netflix or Amazon series with Chris Pratt? Dadgummit. Nikki. What was the Amazon series with Chris Pratt and Jay? Terminal List.
Yes.
Y'all seen Terminal List yet?
Your IMDb.
You watched Terminal List?
No, I've not seen this.
Oh man.
Is it any good?
It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining. The people will call it very right-wing propaganda, but I'd actually call it anti-government propaganda.
Okay.
So it was very
the best kind of propaganda.
The best kind of propaganda.
We need to fan those flames just a little more, just to balance out with all the other propaganda that's out there.
A little bit more. I think like our fire is like that, and theirs is like a forest fire.
Yeah.
You can make our fire bigger by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell on the YouTube channel.
Exactly.
That's going to be Nick's entire input for the rest of the night.
Just like every 6 minutes. Yeah.
Not that we're going to torture all of y'all too much longer. We've been going for 45 minutes. Time really flies when you have a Guinness in your hand. Y'all keep chatting. I got to get a whiskey.
I'm going to start coming up with some fake commercials for this.
Go for it.
Do it.
Hey, man.
I'm looking for something I could pitch right now.
I've got a highlighter.
No, there's got to be something good right around here somewhere.
If you have a live tiger in your room, I'll be very surprised.
Thank you.
He's back.
I'm back.
I was just trying to sneak off and get a scotch or something.
Oh, yeah.
A real drink.
There we go. Come
Not
on.
my rum and orange juice.
Ooh.
Oh, is that the... I didn't even...
Which, all right, I'll give you $10 if you can guess which scotch I'm drinking right now.
Lafrague.
All right, I'll give you $10.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I should have said it. I'll make you pay for my entire fantasy football fee for the year. So my fee is now $40 instead of $50. Got it.
Fair enough. I'll put in 10 extra bucks for fantasy. Me and Alden are in a fantasy league together since 2010.
I've got a draft tomorrow in my one league.
Nice.
And that's an even harder one because we do auction draft in that one.
That's what ours is.
That's what we do. We do auction with keepers.
Yeah.
So each team gets to keep 4 players from last year, and they all have a point value based on based on the year they were drafted. So if they were drafted 3 years ago at $20, they go up 30% every year. And so at some point it becomes not worth it to keep that person.
Like you're player for $86.
What's up, Gabriel? How you doing? Arizona.
Yeah, every year we talk about adding keepers in, and then we never do.
It's complicated, but it's worth it. It's fun.
It's so much better. Do you do yours on ESPN?
We switched over to Sleeper. We were on ESPN for a while. We did Yahoo last year, and then it's Sleeper this year.
Wow.
And I do ESPN on my, it's now $200 league.
Oh, wow.
So you really go for it.
I
don't even think I could afford that one because I live in Washington. So
it keeps upping. So like the nice part about that league is that we just we all promise to pay at the end.
Okay.
And everyone has, so it hasn't become an issue.
Until you have the issue, I guess you can just keep going with it. Yeah.
Well, it's like, it's kind of laid out where the commissioner will once it's settled, we'll just text and be like, all right, third place, you keep your money.
Right.
Second place, these people send you money, and then everyone else sends your money to this person.
I feel like that's the worst way to do it because at the end of the season, after I've already lost, I don't want to be giving people money.
It's insult to injury, like salt in the wound at that point.
Yeah.
Also in our league,
but I mean, by that point, you're probably losing.
Yeah.
Now last year sucked because I was first place going into the playoffs and ended up in third. So at least that didn't cost me anything. But
all right, here's a question from Gabriel Mueller, I believe, maybe Mueller. I don't know. Should libertarians push to eliminate student loan debt? Nick,
that's a good question. Take? My hot take?
Yeah.
Definitely not eliminate it without fixing the underlying issue.
Agreed. And definitely not like the way they eliminate it. I mean, the debt ends up going upon all taxpayers.
Yeah.
So like we would end up paying for it. So in that regard, no. Like I don't know how they're going to eliminate it without someone paying that debt. And that someone would be the taxpayer.
Right.
So like
like
me and Nikki were just talking, like she decided to go to an in-state school, get scholarships to an in-state school specifically so she wouldn't have debt when she came out. And now if they eliminate the student debt, then she is now paying for all those people who chose to get student loans.
Right.
And that seems like BS.
Now, I agree that it's, I don't support the policy, but especially the way it's done, like none of the underlying issues were solved with, the rocketing inflation of college costs and the in the exponential growth in student loan debt. Yeah, $10,000 was just eliminated, but that doesn't, per person, but that doesn't change all the other issues of why that is. So, you're gonna be in the same issue, in the same,
Yeah,
same
it's just,
situation going
yeah,
down the road here.
exactly.
So,
40 years from now, it's gonna do the same thing.
There's steps, of course, that would require, not just giving loans out to everyone who wants an underwater basket weaving degree. I don't know.
I would even agree with that as someone that I got into college with Jake, and I really had no business in the school that I was. And in terms of, I had no means of paying for it. And like my family had like no money, and I'm in just a world of crap right now about it. But so the other side of this too is that in Florida, there was this whole other problem where like for the 4 years of my high school, I was prepping for a certain degree that was like Florida was called Bright Futures or whatever. And I got a certain, like hundreds of community service hours and like straight A's and honor program things or whatever. And so I met all these criteria. And then I graduated in 2008, and everyone knows that was a horrible year to just exist. And the program was destroyed. Like it was like, never mind, you're on your own. We don't care.
Oh, jeez.
I was left in 2008 after I met all the requirements, all the prerequisites for grades and everything else, and extracurricular and whatever nonsense and programs. And then I was like, oh, I have nothing. I think the first year they cut it in half, and then the second year they pulled the rug out entirely. And so then I ended up looking elsewhere. And so I looked in other states, and I went to Georgia just in that, like, I had a plan. I'm 18. I didn't know what to do, And so that was another thing that I don't want to just put all of it on there, because I could have made a different choice, right? I could have thought about it, but I'm also 18. I'm told my brain wasn't fully developed. It still probably isn't, but that's more this rum and orange juice. But
it's that combo specifically.
Yeah. So when you're talking about systematic problems, like I think at this point, you have the industry of education, and then you have things that, like, when the state gets involved and motivates you to go and then pulls the rug out and doesn't help you initially. And then we're all really like indoctrined into like, gotta go to college. And I even told my parents, I was like, I don't want to go to college. And because of all this, and they were like, you have to. They had like this bug up their ass about it. They were like, you gotta go, because they didn't, and so I had to, anyway, it was, so there's the structural systematic problems, there's like causal elements, and then there's the, do you fix it with the band-aid of just kicking the can of debt either down the road or to someone else, that did maybe think, hey, I didn't choose that for myself because I, didn't want to put myself in debt. And so now you're burdening me with it. Also feels not that helpful in the long term and probably unfair to them. So I don't know where that leaves us. I don't know what the solution is, but these are like 18 problems.
The solution is to have the federal government stop guaranteeing student loans. That's the most basic.
That's the easiest one. Allow it to be discharged through bankruptcy. And a lot of people will say, you know what, I'll take the 8-year, I think that's what it is, credit hit and get rid of it now.
How would you guys feel about a program, like a government level program that pays for college, but not like all college, but it's like, hey, like we'll pay for you to go to like the equivalent of like a community college in your area or something to get like a degree. And if you want to go to a specific college, like a private school for a specific program or something, then you got to go do that. But you have this base option.
Not a fan.
What countries are the places that offer that?
Oh man, I don't know about other countries.
Wasn't free community college an Obama era thing?
That sounds about right.
It didn't happen for me. I don't know, but
I don't know if it passed, but I know that was definitely being floated out there. And here's Jared. Jared
commenting but not getting on the stream.
Should be pushing for is the elimination of all future federal student loans. There we go.
That's a good start.
That's a good comment. But yeah, I mean, the issue was the fact that they guaranteed them. Once they guaranteed them, schools started charging more and more and more and more, and the price of college exponentially went up.
Mm-hmm.
And because they have nothing to lose at that point. Like if the government is going to guarantee that loan is going to get paid back and has to get paid back, the government is the one that's going to be buying that loan.
And then there's no risk associated to the college.
Exactly. So they can charge whatever the frick they want. So it went from college being super affordable, you don't come out of it out of debt or in debt, to being so far in debt that it's taking decades for people to get out of it.
Yeah.
Well, and then to compete, you've got these colleges just putting up insane like student amenities. Things that you don't need, lazy rivers and rock climbing walls and whatever else. And
at public universities. That's really stupid.
I think the issue is there's too many colleges and universities.
I agree. I don't understand why trade schools aren't pushed more often.
I like the idea of trade and vocational schools quite a bit. And there's even, online like programs. There's like, what is it, like edX or whatever, which is like
edX is great. I used to transcribe for them.
Programs. Yeah. So if I were graduating high school like now, I wouldn't even consider probably the same college because there's so many other options.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just grew up being told that you have to go to college.
That was
I went to college twice, quit twice, and then finally found a school that I wanted to go to. And a career path that I wanted to be on.
Right. And that's the thing. Who knows what they want to do when they're like 17, 18? Like
nobody. I mean, very few people. Nikki did, but she's a freak.
I was done in 4 years and just had knew my major going in.
Wow. All right.
So where I went, you had to apply to, the specific school within there. So I at the very least had to apply, I have an engineering degree, so I had to get into the College of Engineering.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then,
I'm sure some people know what they want to do, but I still don't want to do just one thing. I want to do 50 things.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. So.
Yeah, but you do 50 things at once, which is sometimes a little too chaotic.
It's always too chaotic. It's not sometimes. It's always. But wouldn't you guys vote to repudiate the national debt?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yes. I mean,
I would need to know more about what that even entails, honestly.
What is the national debt right now? It's 30-something trillion.
Is it that much right now?
Wow. Get the clock up.
I am. Oh my God.
What are we at?
Hang on, I'm going to share the screen. 40 trillion.
40?
That went up since last I checked.
Wow. It's almost at 41 trillion.
It's almost like they're trying to destabilize the dollar. Wink, wink.
Buy Bitcoin.
Gabriel asks, have you ever read Murray Rothbard's article about repudiating the national debt? The dollar, is that what it's called, Gabriel? The dollar is toast?
I have not read the Murray Rothbard article, but I should probably do that.
Me neither. I've never even heard of that one.
I'm going to write that down.
Murray Rothbard is a freaking man. All right, it's saved. So I'm going to read that later. Oh, wait. Oh, he's looking it up. He was just saying the dollar is toast. It's not called the dollar is toast.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'm a little late with this, but something like 19 U.S. states have free community college programs. There you go, Alden. Your state just wasn't one of them.
I'm interested in that as an option, and I think that can be done in a way that actually causes less problems. You know what I mean? Because if more people are at least seeing that as an option and doing problems. But that's just, I could be totally wrong. I don't know, but.
Well, I have to correct your grammar right there because that's one thing that drives me nuts. Every single podcast I listen to, they use less and fewer
Oh, that's fair.
incorrectly.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
Yeah.
Every podcast does it.
Uh-huh.
And fewer is when it's a specific number.
Right.
Less is when it's like an amount that is
It's
not
like the equivalent
specific.
of like many and much.
Yeah, like I'm less happy, or I have, fewer garden gnomes.
That's correct. Which apparently would make you unhappy if you.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you wouldn't say I have less garden gnomes.
Right.
You shouldn't say that because
right.
That's not correct. But does anybody ever just for a while I just kept this US debt clock up on my computer like all the time.
Do you like anxiety? Like
it's just like, can those numbers ever go down?
At this point, I'm telling you, it's I don't know if it's meant to go down at this point. Like it's insane.
All right.
The concept of debt in this country and what the currency even really means, and like I don't even think it's designed to.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not designed to. We need
a physical clock that shows us this debt and then shows us the Bitcoin price in Moscow time. Just next to each other. You can watch the debt going up and the number of sats per dollar.
So apparently Scott doesn't have garden gnomes, so he can't be happy. Anxiety is caused by magnesium deficiency. Up to 80% of people don't get the RDA for magnesium because modern farming practices are depleting it from the soil. That's out of left field, but interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this
is the problem.
There's a whole lot of issues with modern. Yeah, there's a whole lot of issues with modern farming practices.
Yeah, I agree with that.
This is why you gotta grow your own food in your backyard.
This makes me think I should go.
Good.
We should look into magnesium a little more.
I'm interested. I've been taking notes, so I'm gonna follow up on a bunch of these. But
yeah,
my plan with the podcast sometime next year is to do a 6 to 10 part series on the Federal Reserve, and bring in people who are really good at knowing information about the Federal Reserve and its history and all that, because that's something that not enough people understand. And I want to do like 30-minute segments where it's dense, but not dense, like too dense, where people won't ever,
dense. But
thanks, Gabriel. Appreciate you watching, buddy. Never met you, but you're my buddy now.
Speaking of like education and things, like that's something that like unless you specifically study that, like you'll never hear about this in school, and it's the kind of thing that could be really, I don't know, illuminating if nothing else, like on how this works or it really doesn't work. But
dude, it's crazy. Like I was thinking about this today, and I told Elizabeth on the podcast, like I wish I'd kept my economics book from high school because I don't know what they taught us, but it didn't help with anything and it didn't explain anything. And
it was just like if Sally has 30 apples and Rob has 5, like that was, they didn't teach you any of the inner workings of anything. And I'm convinced they don't want you to know, but
they definitely don't want you to know. That's why they met in secret on Jekyll Island to start the daggum thing.
Jekyll Island. I've been out there in a while.
Someone mentioned anxiety. Gotcha. Avoid magnesium oxide. It's the least absorbed form of magnesium. Huh.
Nothing that's an oxide is usually good.
Oxide usually sounds bad.
Yeah. Rust for your body.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Skittles, I was just looking up, are illegal in some countries because they have too much titanium oxide in them, and it's considered like food. Yeah.
Pop-Tarts are illegal in a bunch of countries.
Yeah.
It's insane the kind of stuff that like they say, yeah, you can actually have this in the food.
Yeah. This is fine. This is edible.
Yeah.
This red dye number 6 and
right. Yeah. I was just gonna say
4.
dyes, yeah.
I mean, really, like, we shouldn't be eating anything that's processed in any way, honestly.
It's unless you process it, like unless you
Yes.
consider smoking or curing, processing or canning, you know what I mean? Like, because what is processing? It's anything that's not just like in an organic form, I guess.
Right.
But the way that colloquially, like we think of processing like spam or something, like, then no, that's not good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
not great. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
no longer food.
I've definitely had fast food in the past week, so I can't really say much. And we don't have our garden running right now anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
It's getting into hunting season, so.
Interesting. Titanium oxide is used to make products look more white.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's what's in white paint.
Is it really?
Yeah, titanium white. Yeah.
Interesting.
In the opaque white paints, yeah.
Nick, where are you going hunting this year?
I've got some places in mind.
Yeah.
I got to figure it out. But with this, these droughts and everything else, and they're talking about farmers going to, taking ranchers taking cows to slaughter now versus, in several weeks or hanging on to it longer.
Right.
They're going to process now. So prices in the short term are looking like they're going to decline, but that's probably going to end up,
it's going to spike next year.
It'll decline just because the supply goes up right now, but then it'll be less available later.
Yeah, because the cows. So we're looking at food shortages, which
nice.
So hunting this season is going to be more important, I think.
Yeah, I for the first time in a long time, I ate something that I shot the other day, which was a grouse in Montana. It was pretty awesome.
You were telling me. That's awesome, though.
Grouse are literally the stupidest birds, Nick. Have you ever shot grouse?
I have not. I haven't gotten out and done too many things, but squirrel season is open.
Yeah, but squirrels aren't.
Is there a season for squirrel?
Yes.
There is? I can't just shoot a squirrel in my backyard?
I mean, no one's going to notice, but the season goes from August 15th through February 28th. And you can take 12 a day.
You can take 12. Why not just lower it to 6 a day and say year round?
Yeah, honestly.
Also, who's going to miss squirrels? Honestly, they're just tree rats.
Yeah, so squirrel season's open.
I love that Jared has just been being a know-it-all in the comments, but he won't come on here and defend his actions.
I don't know. Shane responded to a message a couple minutes ago, so I dropped the link to him and said, "Get on." Since he's up.
He's still tweeting. I'm still getting notifications from his Twitter. I saw a video of a squirrel trying to scare off a bird. They sound funny when they do that. They do sound funny. They make some stupid noises.
Look up what a marmot sounds like.
A marmot?
And if you're ever out in the woods hunting deer, you'll never hear the giant deer walking around, but you'll hear the squirrels. They don't care.
You're right about that.
So
marmots out here sound like a smoke detector beep.
Wait.
Really weird.
Is that classic thing a marmot?
If it beeps like a smoke, yeah, there you go.
Can you hear this? Let me know if you can hear this. Did y'all hear it?
No.
How do I get see, this is one thing that I don't know. How do I get my screen to share the sound that video is playing? Dadgummit.
I'd have to see that up over there.
Well, I don't think, unless I take my headphones off and play it through the speaker, but then you're going to hear a massive echo. So
right.
I'm still figuring all this stuff out, but that seems like something that they should allow to happen. Like if I'm trying to play a clip from a news show, I need to figure this one out, because that's tough, because that thing is just screaming, the highest pitched thing I've ever heard.
So you heard it at least. Yeah. It's honestly,
Inorganic, yeah.
You're right. It sounds like a fire alarm, smoke alarm.
It's hideous. On that note, unfortunately, I have to leave you though. I gotta get some dinner going for the girlfriend here. But
all right, thank you for dropping by, Alden. I appreciate it.
Let me know when you're doing it again.
Will do. Talk to you later.
Peace. Good to meet you.
Have a good one.
See ya. Well, Nick, we've gone for an hour and 10 minutes.
I think this is your longest one to date.
I think it is. Well, I've only done 2 of these. My longest podcast was hour 45 with Edgar Mills.
Yeah, that was a more confined setting, though.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
What just happened?
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. You're now not showing on screen. So
I know. How do I change my camera so I can? I can't change. Oh, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Boom. You get the bad camera for the next 30 seconds, y'all.
Did you set up multiple camera angles for yourself?
No, this is the built-in one. Like to the so I have my camera that I set up, and then I have the FaceTime camera on the computer.
Your computer's that high?
I mean, I'm sitting pretty low.
It seems like it's shooting from a really steep angle.
It's probably this height, probably the height of my forehead.
See, like if I had my laptop open, the camera height would be like.
Mine's not a laptop; it's a giant desktop.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't bought a desktop computer to know that they have webcams built into the.
They're very mediocre, as you can see.
I bought my own webcam and it sits on top of the monitor.
Nice. Well, Nick, we're gonna end this one here, buddy.
All right, let's do it. Everyone hit those buttons.
Hit the buttons. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Like, follow,
subscribe, retweet,
comment. Do all of the things. Because while these might not be the most educational things, our podcast is actually decent. It's more decent than it used to be, so that's good.
Well, Jake's talking to some really interesting people right now, right?
Yes.
You mentioned Edgar Mills of Osprey Shooting Solutions, former, what was he, a Green Beret?
Former Green Beret.
We had an event out at his place teaching everyone, how to shoot properly.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good one. There was
Shane.
Obviously you had Shane. You had what was her name? That used her gun in self-defense.
Dadgummit, what was her name? How can I already forget folks that I've interviewed?
There was that. You were covering some corruption at the county level.
Yes, I was.
You had a podcast with this is my fault for not paying attention to names, but I'm
Tammy
more interested
Hewley.
in content. That's right.
Yeah, Tammy Hewley was the lady who defended herself against an intruder. Tim Leslie is the guy who got kicked off his own land in Polk County, which is incredibly corrupt county.
And we're calling you out on YouTube, Polk County, to all 200 people who subscribe here.
I'll do it as many times as possible. I mean,
I will call them out every time we get on.
We have 29,000 subscribers on Facebook, so
I will call those guys out every time because that is just terrible. You were covering some of the insane corruption and practices of the Child Protective Services.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah, that was a sad case. That poor mom got thrown in jail for letting her 14-year-old babysit her 3-year-old. That's crazy. Absurd. It's crazy, man.
So, Jake's going in on the podcast and just really getting some of these stories that really matter to people.
Yeah.
And the kind of things that just highlight the real issues. Yeah, I mean, the dollar's an issue, but what can we do there? There's not much, but going after the county government who's blatantly screwing someone over, forcing them off of their land that they paid for, changing the laws to prevent them from using their land in the way that they were supposed to be able to use it whenever they bought it.
Yep.
I mean, it's absolutely insane.
It's bananas.
So, you know, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the channel.
Join the LP.
Join the LP. Yeah, let's pitch that real quick. But don't just join the LP, right? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to lpgeorgia.com. I don't care who you are if you're listening. If you're not a member, if you're listening and you're not a member of LP Georgia, you can join as a member who lives out of state. There's no residency requirement to become a member, right? So you can go to lpgeorgia.com right now. And yeah, it's $30 to become a member for the year. But what I want you to do is donate monthly. Sign up for at least a $5 a month donation and help us, you know, continue to do great things like this StreamYard and the podcast and run candidates.
Yeah, we've got a lot of ads to. Oh my gosh, my whole mic situation.
Jeez. But I'm encouraging everyone to sign up for at least $5 a month in donations, you know, to LP Georgia.
I'll second that. I'll do it.
You know, you said this goes out to what, 29,000 people on Facebook?
On Facebook, yeah.
Follow us. Yeah. So if all 29,000 people donated just $5 a month, man, the LP would be flying right now. Jake be doing this full time.
I'd be doing it full time.
We could afford to pay Jake full time.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, just please give $5. Nick is the right strategy here. $5 a month.
$5 a month, and you can employ this. Yeah, you can employ Jake full time.
Yeah, you can employ me to sit here at a computer, drink, and talk. It's a great gig.
Know that. Yeah. So
yeah, with the occasional good interview.
Exactly. That's my that's my pitch. Yeah, join the LP. Yeah. Let's do something big, right? Support your local candidates. Support your if you're in Georgia, support the candidates, right? Shane Hazel, Ryan Graham. Yeah, they can support Shane.
Yes, please support Shane.
Yeah.
Along with all the others. Ted Metz,
yes. And if you're not in Georgia and you're watching this, support your local libertarian candidates wherever you are.
If you have not been involved at all with politics or government, it is a giant pain in the butt just to try to run a campaign. Like, it's so difficult. It takes so much time, so much money, so much effort. Every dollar that is raised for a third-party campaign is used so much more wisely than it is used for a Republican or a Democrat campaign, because we have to. We don't have a ton of money, so we have to be extremely frugal.
Right. If we honestly, like, I think the LP would be able to run a very close contested race with probably 10% of the funds that the major parties spend.
I agree.
Like at 10% of what they're spending, I mean, a lot could get done.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right, Scott.
Yep.
100%. We'll end the show with promoting Scott's new podcast about the hundreds of benefits from magnesium. Does it have a name, Scott? Are you actually?
When he gets it going, Jake, you might need to have him on if we do a health awareness month.
I'm sure we'll do some type of health awareness month. And by the time I'm done with this podcast, I'll be doing it like 3 or 4 times a week. So we're going to have just tons and tons and tons of interviews. He's calling it Magnesium Matters for Health.
All right, go listen to Scott's podcast.
To the point. Love it, Scott. All right, y'all. We're going to sign off here. Thank y'all for joining us. Scott, appreciate all the input, all the commenting. We love it. And we'll see you next time. Later.
All right. See you, everyone.